keeps the drama in place. Let's go, where the heroes rise and the legends grow. CJP brings the shots, you know, the EVP show, it's out of control.
What is going on, everyone? It's the EVP from the EVP show, and I am back after finally getting a day off on Saturday, and we are back tonight to cover what is something I've been looking forward to doing for a long time, and that is the recap of probably my top two, maybe top three favorite, which is LFG. So basically, I'm starting in the middle of season 2, so kind of sucks, but it is what it is. But yeah, this is LFG season 2 recap. This is going to be episode number 7, and it's titled "Sink or Swim." Basically, LFG, if you're not familiar, you have 16 future greats who are all vying for that NXT contract. What we've seen last season in season 1 was on the men's side, Jasper Troy was the LFG season 1 winner on the men's side and received that NXT contract, and you can see what he's doing as of right now. And then on the women's side, we've seen Tyra May Steele take home the crown of the LFG season 1 the winner for the women's side. But let's kick it off. Like I said, we got the 16 future greats and we got the 4 legends. Obviously, we got the Undertaker. Season 1 had Mickey James. But this season, Mickey James is being replaced by Michelle McCool. And then we have Bubba Ray Dudley, as always. And then we also have The Undertaker, who took home the championship belt last year from LFG for getting the most points at the end of the season. So will he repeat this year, or will we see one of the legends dethrone the Undertaker and take home the season 2 title? So let's dive into it. Obviously, like I said, starting a little late. We're into season 2, episode 7. I kind of wish I would have been able to start this from season 1, episode 1, but here we are. Especially titled "Sink or Swim." The show kind of kicks off with the ending of last week's episode, where we saw Elijah Holyfield and Drake Monroe, who's actually from my home state, so I'm definitely pulling for him always. On the men's side, he's one of the Bayou boys. Their match last week just was all over the place. It was a brutal battle, and then it continued after the match. Drake jumped off the top rope with a splash on Elijah Holyfield outside of the ring, and then they were brawling outside. That's basically how episode 6 ended. So coming into episode 7, we see the legendary Shawn Michaels, who does the creative and stuff for NXT. He kind of opens the show up with all the future greats in the room. Basically, first thing he's doing is he's checking on to make sure that we're good, like as far as with Elijah and Drake, because like I said, it was so much drama last week that he wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to be forwarded over to this week. So going into the episode title of "Sink or Swim," Shawn Michaels has basically told the future greats that this week they are going to have to step out of their element, because in normal episodic shows, we have the coaches, the four coaches I named earlier, kind of help make the match, and then kind of help choreograph, you know, see who's going to be the heel for the match, who's going to be the face, and just kind of determine it from that point of view. But Shawn Michaels wanted to go about it a different way this time around. Shawn Michaels actually wanted to um, go into this episode with the legends with like no hands on deck. So basically, with these matches that are being booked tonight, obviously the legends like help make the matches, but he Sean did not want the legends to help the future greats like book like planning the match, like the move sets, like who was gonna go over, everything. Like he wanted them to plan the match from start to finish because in WWE, like he says, you always have to expect the unexpected. And so, with that being said, you know, that's a very good way to teach these greats that, they're not always you got to expect the unexpected. Um so like I said, the legends are hands off. Um so after that the legends kind of get together, and so they're talking and they come up with the four matches that we're going to see tonight. The first match, I'm just going to name the matches and then we'll go through and break down all the matches and everything that happened. So after the legends gathered, Booker T wanted to see Harlem Lewis and Michelle McCool. Well, from Team Booker T, Harlem Lewis going up against Anthony Luke, who was, for me, I felt like he was a season one favorite to win season one. I thought he was going to win season one. It was tough. It was him, Shallow, Jasper Troy. They were all like right up there at the top. Um, so Michelle McCool got Anthony Luke this season when Booker had him last season. So that was going to be the first matchup. The second matchup we're going to see from Team Undertaker, Bailey Humphreys going up against another one of Booker T's um, greats, Serena Linton. Definitely one of my favorites in LFG. And also Bailey and Serena are really good friends outside of the show, social media. They're always cutting up. So I think that would have been a perfect fit, as far as them like helping each other from start to finish to be able to like choreograph the match and so forth and so on. The third match of the night, we were going to see, in my opinion, the odds-on favorite to win season two on the women's side. She represents Team Michelle McCool, and that is Panina P Nasty going up against Bubba Ray Dudley's Xena Sterling. So what's weird about, well, not weird, but what's coincidental about this match is this was actually a semifinal match from season one where Xena Sterling went on to beat Panina, and then obviously Xena lost to Tyra May Steele in the finals. The last match that the Legends plan was going to be coming from The Undertaker, who Shallow Hill representing The Undertaker. Shallow Hill made a long, deep run into season one, ended up getting beat at the end by Jasper Troy. Shallow is also a big, huge favorite to win season two, in my opinion. I think he has all the tools. He kind of reminds me of the Undertaker in some sort. Going up against Michelle McCool's Trill London. Um, and I'm gonna touch in on Trill. Obviously, the legends like to refer to Trill as someone that is a replica, that he has like the green thing coming out of his hair. He does a lot of aerial moves. He loves to do the swanton. Everything he does, like on an offensive attack, is off the top rope or swinging off the ropes. So he is a very good resemblance of Jeff Hardy. So yeah, that's going to be the four matches for tonight. Like I said, it's going to be hands off. So the first match we're going to see tonight is going to be Harlem Lewis going up against Anthony Luke. And we can see, like in the preview, that when they are trying to do what Shawn Michaels asked them to do, and that is to plan this match ahead, they are just not getting along. They're basically like two bulls butting heads. It's a bunch of arguing back and forth. Michelle McCool ends up having to, get up into the ring or climb up onto the top of the ring to try to separate them because they're trying to plan this match out. Um, so we're getting the entrances, obviously, and Bubba Ray Dudley with the little cheap pop does the "if you smell what the Rock is cooking," because what they're wanting Anthony Luke to do is to try to not imitate the final boss, the Rock, and they feel like a lot of times that's the direction that Anthony Luca's going. So Bubba Ray kind of did that. They did say that this match is two of the top contenders for season two, and I agree. Harlem Lewis, this is his debut. He was not on season one, but this is the second season for Anthony Luke. So, really great match for me. Back and forth, a lot of powerhouse moves. Um, Basically, both of them showing that there's really no love lost there between the two, and it just shows that like they really can't get along. I mean, maybe they can off camera, but for the camera purposes, like there's that very intense heat between the two of them. So about towards the end of the match, Harlem Lewis reverses a power bomb that Anthony Luke attempts, which that's one of his finishers, and he reverses that and he rolls up Anthony Luke by pulling the tights and also grabbing the ropes to secure the victory. So Harlem Lewis defeated Anthony Luke. So after that, Anthony's shown, walking through the curtain, visibly upset, cussing, basically, cutting a promo saying Harlem had to cheat to beat him. Everybody's gonna have to cheat to beat him. He's the best. Um, they call him Showtime. So I thought he might win season one, and obviously he's gonna be up there with me for season two as well. So after that, we go to our next match of the night, which is going to be representing Team Undertaker. This guy made it to the finals of season one and lost to Jasper Troy. Shallow Hill going up against Michelle McCool's team, Trill London. So I mean, like I said earlier, Trill London has so much athleticism. He can do just about anything from the ropes. I mean, he's kind of a mixture for me between a Javon Evans and a Jeff Hardy. Um, and Shallow Hill is just an absolute beast. Um, the match was really good. I felt like both of them meshed well together. That their in ring chemistry was really great. Um, Trill was able to, for me, out of all the matches that I've seen from Trill this season, I feel like this was the ultimate. This was the best match that I've seen from Trill London. Like I said, the judges keep referring him as a protege or someone that resembles a lot of what Jeff Hardy does in the ring. And truthfully, like he does. A lot of Jeff Hardy, a lot of Javon Evans, and everything like that. So the match went really well. They meshed well together. Um, Ultimately, I felt like Trill hasn't won a televised match on LFG, so Shiloh is going to be there. He's gonna make the. He's probably gonna at least make the final four, if not make it to the championship this year. Undertaker has predicted that Shiloh was going to win this year because he fell a little short to Jasper Toy last year. So a lot of aerial moves from Trill, power attacks from Shallow Hill, but ultimately Shallow was able to put Trill over tonight. Trill London hits the Swanton bomb off the top rope, aka Jeff Hardy, to defeat Shallow Hill. I loved it. I thought it was a great match. Um, yeah, so I felt like that. It was it was a good showcase for Trill, the best one so far. Shallow Hill, he looks good every single match. So great, 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 great match there. So we move on to the next match of the night, and that is going to be representing Team Undertaker, and that is going to be Bailey Humphries going up against her best friend, like off camera. And that is um representing Booker T, Serena Linton. Now, I will say this. Serena has already earned 2 points, and I feel like Serena, this is the best that she's looked. It's been a drastic improvement with Serena Linton this season compared to last season. She's got that spiciness to her. You can, when she comes out, like you can tell that the fans like her, but the way she presents herself with her personality and the way that she's kind of flamboyant, a little cocky, blowing kisses to the fans and stuff like that. Like she's actually starting to get some boos. I was actually really looking forward to this match because like I said, these two are best friends off screen. You can see them cutting up. Bailey actually follows me on X. Serena used to as well. So they're like always tagging each other, cutting up and everything like that. So, you know, I was definitely looking forward to this match. So about, I don't know, a couple of minutes into this match, Bailey obviously has the power advantage over Serena. Serena's a little scrappy. Can do moves off the top rope, aerial moves. She's a former gym. She has a lot of gymnastics in her background, and I think she's also from the state of, I don't know where she's from, but I know that she went to the wrestling school in Arkansas with the OTE Edward AK. So that's pretty cool as well. But about 2 or 3 minutes into the match, we see Bailey lift Serena up off the middle rope, and basically Serena just kind of goes down. The announcers, the Booker T, Undertaker, Michelle McCool, Bubba Ray, like they all start to freak out. The referee throws up the X, and then obviously we go to commercial break. And then when we get back from commercial break, we see the medical team come out. And for me, it looks like Serena may have blacked out, passed out, so to speak. So hopefully thoughts and prayers for her. Like, hopefully she's okay. And that's not going to be something that like lingers on in her career, because I do feel like, you know, she's got a really, really bright future in NXT, and hopefully one day WWE as well. I was a little bummed. I'm not gonna lie. My favorite superstar on LFG, obviously, my thumbnail for this show was Danny Ray. She competed last week, but she did not compete this week. Um, but yeah, so the trainers come out. They kind of help Serena up. She looks like, I don't know. I've had an instance before where like I got like really hot, or just over heat exhaustion or something like that, and you just kind of black out, and you just kind of fall. Like, it's not, your body just kind of shuts down, and then that's just it. Like, there's just nothing you can do. Like, you just hit the ground. You can see like the hush go over the arena. The legends are super worried. I was super worried too watching it. Bailey obviously was very distraught. That's her best friend. So like, obviously, with the unfortunate circumstances in the match was kind of scrapped and called off. Which, you know, that's to not anyone's fault. Like, Serena blacked out. Hopefully they give more. They did say that she was being checked out by the medical team, and that there would be future updates next week on episode 8. So yeah, hoping everything goes well with Serena, and she's all good to go next time. So I have a lot of notes. Sorry. So, like I said, the ref was checking on her. It, it originally said that she could have fainted. For me, it kind of like that, but maybe more like a blacked out. Um, you know, exhaustion, or not enough blood flow going. Like, it happens. Like, if your blood pressure, or if you're diabetic, or like anything like that, like, it can happen like at a drop of a dime like that. So, like I said, hopefully everything's good with Serena. Um, so we go to another commercial break, and they are advertising the main event of the evening for LFG tonight, and that is going to be representing Team Michelle McCool, Panina P Nasty. I have a hard time saying her last name. Tulipi. I can't pronounce her last name, so you guys don't butcher me for that. I just call her Panina P Nasty, because she is just. I think she's gonna win this season. She's got it all, top to bottom. I think she's up there, for sure. Going up against Bubba Ray's, which Bubba Ray has had this person 2 seasons in a row. First draft pick Zena Sterling, who did go to the finals last year and lost to Tyra May Steele. Um, in the back, we can see P Nasty doing a promo, basically you know, telling Zena that you know what happened last year was not going to happen again, and that rest. She just basically said, "Rest damn assured, like, you're going to find out why she is P Nasty, why she will be the season 2 winner, and that she can come get that." She basically told her to come get this issue. Is basically what she said. Um, so yeah, like I said previously, this was a semifinal match from last year, and I mean, I was a little surprised. I mean, Panina was great last year, but it felt like for me that last year Xena just had that momentum going towards the end of the season into that tournament, and therefore, you know, Xena gained that victory over Panina in the semifinals last year. So basically, you can hear the ring announcers talking about how Xena and Panina are polar opposites because Panina is like a total powerhouse. I mean, she reminds me a lot of like Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Solo Sikoa. Like she does a lot of the similar moves as them. The spear, the Samoan drop, everything like that. She's just got the full package. Um, so also you can hear the judges say that they predict that this could be our season two finals this year with Xena and Panina. I mean, I it could be. I don't want to sleep on Danny Ray because she has also improved this season, and also Serena Linton. Obviously, we have some newcomers as well. This is their first season, but I think like if I had to name a top five, it would be Panina, Xena, Danny Ray, Bailey, Humphreys, and let's see, Panina, Xena, Bailey Humphreys, Danny, and Serena. Yeah, that's the five. And P Nasty, obviously. Um, so it was a really good match, back and forth. Panina is a powerhouse. She hit a lot of big powerhouse moves on Xena during this matchup. Xena did not back down. She stood her ground tonight, and I was very impressed with Xena Starling's effort tonight. Um, so Xena continued like the chops, like she just kept chopping Panina, she kept chopping her. This was the main event, so this was kind of the showcase match. It went a little longer than the rest of them. But I think the big focal point of the match was at the end of the match, where Xena Sterling body slams Panina, which she was like in total shock that she was able to even secure the body slam on Panina. And then she bounces off the rope and hits the double stomp to the stomach esophagus area on Panina for the 1, 2, 3. And Xena Sterling gets the victory tonight, just like she did last season in the semifinals over Panina P Nasty. So basically, that was our main event. Obviously, we know that Alicia Taylor was the ring announcer for this match. So we go to commercial break. And once we get back from commercial break, we are going to go to the judges' votes. So we're just going to kind of go through the men's, and then we'll go to the women's. And then I will tell you like which legend got the point, which Feature Great got the point at the end, and then at the very end of the show, I will give you updated points standings for all of the um the legends right now going into episode 8. So it's a very tight race now. Like it's super tight. So for the men's, we had Bubba Ray first, and Bubba Ray gave his point to Shallow Hill, which, like I said, beginning of the show, Shallow went to the finals last year. Top 2, top 3 pick to winning this season as well. So no surprise there. I felt like the Shallow's match was great because not only could he showcase himself, he was able to, because this was sink or swim where they had to advocate the match for themselves. he was able to elevate Trill London, and Trill London was able to be able to, you know, do all the moves that, you know, that he needed to do um in order to succeed. So like I think both parties did phenomenal there. So I can definitely see, you know, why um Bubba gave that vote to Shallow Hill. So next we go to the Undertaker, and the Undertaker gives his vote to Showtime, and that is Anthony Luke. Anthony Luke gets the point for his hard fought match against Harlem Lewis, even though he did not win the match. Anthony Lewis was a high favorite to win last season, and once again, he will be highly favored to win this season as well. So we go to Booker T, and Booker T gives his point to Harlem Lewis, who faced Anthony Luke. So Harlem Lewis is his first season. Season 2 is his first season. He looks incredible as well. It's going to be, this season is going to be tough to call on the men's and the women's side on who wins at the end in Madison Square Garden in the finals and gets that NXT contract. So right now we have Shallow Hill with 1 point, Anthony Luke, or not 1 point, but one vote. Anthony Luke with one vote, and Harlem Lewis with one vote. So ultimately, it came down to Michelle McCool, and she was the tiebreaker in this scenario. So tough place to be in any situation to have to break a tie, but Michelle McCool ultimately went with Showtime, Anthony Luke, and obviously, if you don't know, he is dating Maxine Dupree, who is facing Becky Lynch tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw, which is wild, but because she's actually showed up at a couple of his matches and backstage and stuff, so that's cool. So with that being said, with the 4 men's matches, Anthony Luke will receive the point for tonight, which means Michelle McCool will also receive that point. So we're going to go to the women's for the women's matches tonight, and we're going to start off with the Undertaker. The Undertaker is basically talking to Xena, saying that, you know, it feels like that, you know. So basically, the Undertaker's like, yeah, you know, like it sounded like he was like coming down hard on Xena, and because they expect so much, from Xena because of how well she did last year, um, but yeah, so the point will go to Panina from the Undertaker. So that is, well, not the point, but the vote. I'm sorry. I don't know why I keep doing that. The point and the vote. So then we go to Michelle McCool, and Michelle McCool also awards her vote to Panina, but there again, before she gives her vote to Panina, she has something to say to Xena. Like it sounds like, I'll get to this one once we get to Bubba, but like it definitely sounds like they have these really high expectations of Xena Sterling, and maybe they see it, like truthfully they probably see it, but they want to like just not let her know that so that like she could continue to elevate, because she is a rising star. Like she is super over with the fans. They love her. She's a good talker, just very likable person. So Booker T goes with Panina as well. And all three judges kind of follow suit with saying something first to um, Xena, I'm sorry. So after that, well, before we get to that, so Panina will be awarded the point for tonight. And with that being said, that is another point going to Team Michelle McCool. So not only did she get the point in the men's, but she gets a point in the women's as well. So like I said, that they were talking about Xena, all the judges about being a front runner, and all of that. So before, but like when Alicia Taylor goes to Bubba Ray, Bubba is like furious. He's like basically saying that Michelle and Booker T and Undertaker have it out for Xena, and that they're like basically, now I wouldn't say picking on her, but like they have it out for her. And like he calls the other legends out for like just simply just maintaining what they're doing to Xena. He feels like she's being done unjustly, which I mean, I guess I can see where he's coming from, but at the same time, he's probably the judges are doing what I think they're trying to do, and that is to basically, get Xena to that potential where they know she can be. So like, even though it sounds harsh, Xena is a front runner to win this show. She came very close last year, and we will see if she can pull that off this year. So after tonight, the points for the judges, for the legends, I'm sorry. Team Michelle McCool, after tonight, after securing 2 points, is back in the lead, took the lead because she was down. And now she has 4 points. Team Booker T has 3 points. Team Undertaker also has 3 points, and Team Bubba Ray Dudley is in last place with 2 points. So, yeah, for me, like I said, LFG is something that I always look forward to watching. I watched the entire season last year. I did not miss an episode. I actually have it on record, so that I can't miss any episodes. But it was a really good episode tonight. They kind of showcased what was going to happen next week, where we can see like the medical, talking to Serena and making sure she's okay and everything like that. Um, Overall, I think it was a really great show. And yeah, I enjoy LFG a lot. I'm gonna give my predictions on who I feel like is gonna win just as of now. Like obviously there's gonna be a recap every week until we get to the championship. But for the women's side, I really feel strongly about P Nasty. I think Panina is going to win season 2. They're highlighting her a whole lot during this season, and she's the whole package. I think she is going to win the women's NXT contract. For the men, it's really tough for me, but I think if I had to make a pick right now, I'm gonna go with Shallow Hill. He come up a little short last year against Jasper Choi, but I think that Shiloh finds a way to get it done. But obviously, once the tournament starts, we'll be breaking it down because we're going to be doing I'm going to be doing LFG recaps every single week. So yeah, that pretty much. Sorry, I had to get me a little sip of drink. Throat was getting a little dry there. Um, that pretty much sums up LFG, my first ever LFG recap. I was super excited about this show. I see there's been anywhere from 20 to 26 viewers. Haven't had any comments tonight, and that's okay. It's late. I don't know why LFG. Uh, they used to come on at like 8 Eastern, and now like they're coming on at like 10 p.m. Eastern. Um, so like I can't start the show until like 11:30 p.m. Eastern. So, and there's probably I'm sure there's other shows going on right now as well. So, that's just how it is, and content creating. So you just kind of have to take what you can get. But I thoroughly enjoy. This is my first LFG season 2 recap show. So I have fully completed the. I've done my first Raw recap, my NXT, and the SmackDown was Friday, and now I have done my first LFG recap. So, just want to tell you, everyone, thank you for tuning in tonight. Um, whoever was in here, I didn't see any comments, but that's okay. We are being streamed live on my YouTube, also on my X, and also we're on Facebook Live as well. So, yeah. So basically, you can see at the bottom of the screen that you can find me on X at the EVP CJP, Instagram at EVP CJP as well. And if you're not subscribing to my channel, you can find me on my YouTube. It's at the EVP Show in all capitals. So please hit that like and subscribe. And yeah, that would be great. You guys really showed up and showed out for the SmackDown recap, especially on YouTube. I think that's the most views I've had of anything so far. Like the SummerSlam prediction, the first big show I did with 3 ladies from ATD and DKO Zero and Miami the Great and Final Boss Baby. I was at about 150 to something views, but the SmackDown recap from Friday, I'm close to 200 views, which thank you guys so much for that. Putting a lot of hard work in to try to grow this channel. So I guess to kind of tell you some things that I have going on coming up. Obviously tomorrow I will be back at 11 p.m. Well, let me backtrack. Sorry. First, you can find me on Main Event Mondays on X. It will be at 6 p.m. Eastern. We will be on episode number 56. We will be covering some topics that are going to be going down on Raw tomorrow. Io Sky defending against Naomi. Becky Lynch against Maxine. Sami Zayn going up against Rusev. CM Punk's going to be there as well. And then sorry about that. And then after that, I will be on the front row. If you guys are not subscribed to the front row, we do Zero does watch alongs on every Monday and every Friday. So it's either on Zero's page or my page or ATD or Edward or any DKO superstar. If you need the link, hit me up for the DM. If you can't find it on my X page, because obviously I have a lot of posts on there, get signed up to the front row so that you can come in. I mean, you can come in and watch these watch alongs on Mondays and Fridays. So I'll be in for the watch along tomorrow for Monday Night Raw, and I will be back here live on the EVP show at 11 p.m. Eastern for the WWE Monday Night Raw recap. And then Tuesday, you can find me back here on the EVP show at 10:30 p.m. Eastern for the NXT recap. And then obviously Thursday, we have the EVP Zero show. And then Friday, obviously we have on Twitter Spaces, we'll have main event Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern. Followed by that, if you can come join the front row, you can come and watch our SmackDown watch along on Front Row when it starts at 8 p.m. So subscribe to the Front Row. And then after that, the EVP, myself, will be back on the EVP show at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Friday night for the SmackDown recap. And then next Sunday, a week from today, I will be back for the I'm not going to cover the AAA. I possibly could do a recap of it. I don't think I'm going to mess with it because I have a whole lot going on already. But Sunday, you can come right back here, same time, same place for the LFG recap. Season 2, it will be episode number 8. The only other two things that I can kind of bring up as of right now is I will be doing a NXT Heatwave prediction show and also an NXT Heatwave recap, as well as a Clash in Paris prediction show and a Clash in Paris recap. So there's a lot going on. But yeah, please subscribe to the channel, subscribe. It helps me in the algorithm. Helps get my channel out there. I'm getting close to 140 subs right now, which is fantastic. I started with like 111 or something like that before I first started doing streams. So it's growing. And these recaps are really helping getting the viewers, especially me putting it on my X as well, because I have I think I just hit 5,700 followers on X. So I'm getting real close to the 6,000 followers on X. I'm really wanting to try to get to that 10K. But yeah, thank you guys so much. That's kind of what I have going on. I'm going to play my outro video, send you guys a little thank you message, and then I will close up.
CJP's your guy, let's start the show. Tag teams breaking, factions shaking. He's got the scoop for moves they're faking. Built on the line, dreams on display. The EVP show keeps the drama in play. Let's go, let's go. Where the heroes rise and the legends grow. CJP brings the shots, you know. The EVP show is out of control.
All right. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. My first LFG recap show. There will be more to come, especially I'm going to cover every LFG all the way until we get a winner on the men's and women's side. Thank you guys so much again for tuning in. Once again, all my platforms at the bottom of the screen. Hit that like and subscribe button. And I will see you guys tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Eastern, right back here on the EVP show for the WWE Monday Night Raw recap. With that being said, love one another. God bless. And I am the EVP from the EVP show. And have a good night, folks. Good night.